How are you? Hey, welcome in. I was just listening to music, looking at news. You want to look at news with me? Come on, man. I got some news for you. You know I do. You know I got that news for you. So come on. I'm gonna turn down my music because I'm jamming a little too hard. It's a good song though, right? I wrote this song. About to slap here in a minute. The bass is gonna drop. Drums are gonna kick in and get wild in a second. I'm telling you. What's up, Barry Manilow? Barry Manilow's in the house. You know it's a good time when Barry Manilow gets here. So now that Barry's here and everybody's settling in, I think we'll turn off the music and get to some news. It's Friday, March 15th. Yeah, 2024. And if you guys are ready, I want to show you through some news. In just a second, I'm going to give a second for people to come in, and then we'll get started. We'll get started with some news for you that you can use to get you through. It's what you need. So first off, smash them shits. Do that real quick. Hit like and share. I know Robert already has because he's good about that. And he's my brother in arms out there in the intranets. Him and Bert. We're all tight and we all share all the time. So I know you're doing it. But anybody else that might come by or shows up, remind them if they want to smash some shits. Show them how. Smash some shits yourself, and then some shits will get smashed. You know, if you build it, they will come. If you smash them, they will come. It's like that. It does be like that. If you share things, people know you love them, and then they go, wow, Robert Walker isn't an asshole. He really loves me because he wants me to have news too. He don't want to be the only one with news. He wants to share the news that we can use and choose together. We can even choose what news you're going to use here. And it ain't up to me. It's your world. I just live in it. I'm just swimming in the seas of it. So I'm just trying to make sure we're good everywhere. It looks like we're good everywhere. Right now we're on the YouTubes, so I'm not allowed to say nothing. So don't expect there to be any information in this news. And then we're on Facebooks, which you're also not really allowed to say much. And we're on Rumble, where we're allowed to say everything. So when those two feeds go down, come find us on Rumble. Because I'm going to say everything I'm not supposed to say, because I always do. I can't help it. It's not really a defiance. It's more that I can't help it. It's more like an autism type thing that shit just falls out of my mouth. So it's really hard for me to be careful, even when I know, oh, this is. And that bothers me. It does. I had to switch it to the 5Gs. I had to go to the 5Gs because I noticed I was glitching and pausing. So I went to the 5Gs because I don't want us to be pausing during the news. Oh, you're going to use this news. So I got to give you some news to use. We're going to start that in just a minute, though, because I just don't feel like you shared. Robert says he smashed them shits, but I think the only one he hit was the like button. Did you share it? Are you ashamed to be my friend? Is it because of my eyes? My eyes are sexy, and that's what it is. They turn you on. But no, it can't be that because I hide them for you. I hide them behind fashionable shades so that people's poor sensibilities aren't damaged. But smash them shits, share it out. Invite your friends, invite your grandma's friends, invite everybody because we got news to use. But that's enough begging for shares and likes. If you don't hit likes, that's a yikes. Let's get started with some news. All right, so we're gonna look at news, and I'm gonna make the news a little bigger for you so you can really get a good look at it. I could have did this from the phone. That would have been less sloppy, but we'll get better at being less sloppy as we practice with these two devices. It's kind of hard. It's like juggling. But the Israel-Hamas war rages on, and Netanyahu claims he will not back down, and claims he will not, cease fire or, cease intensity till he takes over and demolishes all of Palestine, and it has beachfront property and condos on every land or wherever the fuck they want them. In fact, they're already sanctioning, the U.S. is sanctioning, thank God they're doing something, but they're sanctioning against settlers in Israel that are just going into Palestine conquered areas and trying to settle in those lands and shit. So they're sanctioning them. Not that they'll ever enforce the sanctions, but it's more just empty platitudes because people are mad about what's going on and that we're supporting it. But like top Democrats like Chuck Schumer, he's trying to throw out Netanyahu. Well, look, I guess he's losing support because he won't back down. What they're doing is atrocious. You know, a lot of people support it because like Trump tells them to, and a lot of people will do anything Trump tells them to do. Hey, Joan, smash them shits. Tell Robert to really smash them because I don't think he did. So you check on him because I don't know if he's okay. He likes sharing. So for him not to, I just don't understand. I don't understand why he did that. But, you know, I would just love to see this stop, but this won't though. And I think especially if Trump gets to be president again, which I don't know why that would happen. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why they would let that happen. It would have to be because they let it happen. Trump's not going to win the presidency again because we have legitimate elections all of a sudden. Nothing was done to fix our elections. Nothing was done in the way of election reform that I know of. So there's no reason to believe that we would have a legitimate election. So how would we elect someone legitimately? It would be because they wanted him to be president for whatever reason or whatever task or whatever purpose they want him to serve. We don't have legitimate elections in the United States. They know this in other countries. It's common knowledge. But this is what I was telling you about sanctions on the Israeli settlers. So these people are just like storming areas that are taken over and trying to like set up, beachfront property. This is all beachfront property. They want it. They want this land. They want those people out. That's what it's really about. Because, somebody was here the other day and said Hamas is a huge organization. They're like, and they are. They are. But look, terrorism is big business. And ISIS, create ISIL, or whatever the fuck Israelis' intelligence is, their division is part of Hamas, and that is created by Israel the same way we did Al Qaeda, which is now being determined to have really never even been a real thing. But we used it to go to war in Afghanistan and to chase down Osama bin Laden, who we claimed pulled it off with 19 Islamic extremists, which was all bullshit. Anyways, so it's big business being a convenient enemy that allows you to move your agenda forward. And I'm sure they have other avenues of revenue, probably in the oil industry. I don't know, but they make a lot of money. You're right. But that doesn't mean that Palestine has an army. And it doesn't mean that I'm saying that what happened, on whatever day that was, didn't happen. I'm just saying the reaction is not because of that. It's not in response to that. And they allowed that to happen. There's evidence of that as well. Anyways, that's enough about Israel. So Biden has found more money, more of your money and more of my money to give to the Ukraine. He found 300 million more dollars and worth of weapons to send to Ukraine. And then, as you know, 70% of that ends up on the black market. So, you know, people are going to get paid in the shade off of this. I wonder what $300 million worth of weapons turns into on the black market, because, it would go up, right? It goes up in value, doesn't it? It's rare, isn't it? I don't fucking know. How does that work? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market right now in the arms industry? I'm not sure. However it works, I bet they turn this into huge profits. I bet you're talking about way more than $300 million when you're done. When you're done moving this money around the way they do, dirty fucks. So Moscow is estimating that the number of foreign mercenaries that have been killed in the Ukraine, just mercenaries, foreign mercenaries that have come there for money, to fight a war for money. You know, whatever reason they do that must be highly lucrative. I don't fucking know. Or they're just adrenaline junkies. Um, 13,000 foreigners have taken part in the hostilities on Kiev's side, and nearly 6,000 of them are now dead. So they say at least 13,387 foreign mercenaries have traveled to Ukraine to fight for Kiev, and 5,962 of these are confirmed dead. Why would you go? I don't know. Someone tell me. I know that's people's jobs, though. I know there's, private armies and shit, and they have mercenary groups that do this for a living. But fuck, that's crazy. And just to be sent in as hamburger in this stupid ass war, you're gonna go fight Russia. I think that's when I turn in my 2 week notice. Be like, dude, I don't know. Russia's a world power. I'm not doing this. It's not like we're going to, fight the rebels in Haiti or something. This is crazy. We're gonna go try to fight the Russian army in winter. No, I'm not doing it. All right. So this guy, Joe Biden, old corn pop, he says that we're making progress on inflation. So you being poor, me being poor, that's our fault. That doesn't have nothing to do with Joe Biden and nothing to do with anything he's done or didn't do. They're making progress. I mean, he's seeing lots of money come in. Like, don't you have money coming in from China? He does. Don't you have money coming in from Ukrainian business interests and different fucking things that whatever Hunter was middling, don't you have all that coming in? He does. He's doing real good. He's seen a lot of progress. He doesn't know what you're bitching about. He's got tons of ice cream money. He says we're making progress on inflation, though. In the last 2 months, had seasonality, man. He saw progress. He saw an opportunity for growth, even. He thinks things are on the up and up. I don't agree. I'm seeing everything go up, man. Everything. You know, prices on things. Like fuck. From like 2 months ago, you go back to the store and it's more now. Or it's shrunk, the shrinkflation, where they give you less product. They do that a lot too. He's a bullshitter, man. He's such a good bullshitter because he has severe dementia, and whenever you can get him to read off the screen, he'll say whatever it says, but he also says extra shit that he's not supposed to say. And that's probably why his approval rating has fallen to an all-time low. Now, I don't think they've ever shown you the real approval rating for Joe Biden. I don't think I've never met anybody that legitimately likes Joe Biden. Most of the people that voted for or talk about Joe Biden only talk about him in the way that he's not Trump, or you have to vote for Biden because you'll get Trump, or don't you realize how bad Trump is? They don't ever make an argument for Joe Biden. It's just you can't vote for Trump. How are you going to vote for Trump? You have to vote for Joe Biden. He's not that old. Don't worry about it. They just make excuses for him. It's not like they really want him. But his approval rating is now, they say, 37.4%. His disapproval rating's at 56.5, which both of those are wrong. His approval rating is probably at 7.4%, and his disapproval rating is at 93. Joan says she knows Biden voters. Really? They like him? They want him? They talk about inspiring things about him, or they just talk about Trump all the time? Do they talk about programs Biden did that has helped their life and, helped give them a better life? Do they talk about stuff like that, or are they just ignorant? You got to tell me more about these people. Do they have information and facts to back up their passion, or are they just passionate blindly? But Some people do, I guess, maybe. I think it's mostly because they're afraid of Donald Trump, though. I think they just don't want Donald Trump to be president again. And they're afraid of him. And they've been trained by the media to be afraid of him. And there was all that Trump derangement syndrome drilled into their heads till they couldn't even think anymore. And that's why. Although, I also understand the other side of the coin, the people that don't have severe Trump derangement syndrome, that just don't want Donald Trump to be president because that's just a silly fucking sentence to say out loud. Donald Trump, president, President Donald Trump. It still seems silly. And he was president for 4 years and did a decent job. Like, I'm not even shitting on the job he did as president. I'm just saying it's really weird to say Donald Trump was president. I grew up with Donald Trump on Oprah and what was that other guy with the gray hair? Fuck, Phil Donahue. He'd be on these shows all the time. He was in movies. He was in Home Alone. He was all over the place. I grew up with this guy, and to see him being president was surreal as fuck. Don't tell me it wasn't. It didn't ever feel real. And then to think that we would do it again, like we did it once. Can't we force them to give us a system? It would have to be a brand new system where we actually elect a qualified candidate to be president of the United States. I think that would be really neat if we would do that. If we would elect somebody that is actually qualified for the job, could do a good job, and is somebody that, actually wins an election that is legitimately held, that is regulated and fair and honest, that is for the people. If all those things happened, I would be excited to vote again, but I don't know how anybody can be excited to vote in our system. They are, though. And they are fervently on one team or the other. So you're either down here with badass Joe Biden, or you're up here with evil Trump, evil orange Trump. Nikki Haley tried to save you from Trump, but you wouldn't listen to her. So now you got to face Joe Biden. And you do not want to face Joe Biden. You do not want any part of that, because Sleepy Joe will put you in a chokehold and get his chain out like he did Corn Pop. And that'll be it for you. That will be it for you. Jones says she was doing much better under Trump. Well, I probably was too. I think I was too, because I know everything's gotten way worse since Trump. But I'm saying, in my defense, I don't think Trump had much to do with that, honestly. I don't think the president really runs the country. The moneyed interests run the country, and we end up benefiting or losing depending on their choices, which I don't think have much to do with us. So it's just like a random occurrence, what our daily lives end up being like, because of the chips they move around on their game table. It's not the president. The president doesn't stand up to those people, and anytime he attempts to stand up to those type of people, they put new holes in his head, like they did Kennedy, or anyone else they've had to take out or eliminate because they wouldn't get out of the way. That's what they do to those people. So yeah, you know, I agree. Things were better while Trump was president, though, no doubt. No doubt about it. But the EU is warning that the US is losing credibility, and no ally will trust Washington if Kiev falls. A Ukrainian loss to Russia would hurt Washington's credibility as a security provider, the EU's representative for foreign affairs and security said on a visit to Washington. Kiev can't wait for the presidential election in the US to get more aid. They need it now. And if they lose and fall to Russia, it reflects badly on America as a protector. Well, I say, fuck being Team America World Police. No more money. We've given over what? It's over 160 billion, right? To the Ukraine. Whatever we've given them, it was enough to end homelessness, from what I read, 22 something times. And then all kinds of other shit. You could give all kinds of other shit and probably fix the roads and our antiquated rail system and all these things in the United States with that tax money, when they've always told you all of that stuff is too expensive. They can't do it. It can't be done. We can't have this. We can't have that. We can't afford it. We can give as much money as we want to the Ukraine to fight a war that we caused since 2015. Everyone knows we're behind it. Even Russia's coming out and well, they've been saying it, but AP's even having to cover it now that Russia's saying we're really responsible and directly in charge of this war, down to telling them what to do on the ground. It's just ridiculous. For land, we will not win this war. And we're kind of embarrassing ourselves. And that's the other thing they're saying about this, the loss of credibility, because financially we're supporting it, you know, they're on our teeth that way, but and with military arms, but I think they want ground troops, which I don't think they'll ever get because they won't get support for it. This is crazy, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's crazy. And Jones said these people are on their way here, these gangs, these Haitian cannibal gangs. Is that right, Joan? Do we have Haitian cannibal gangs on our doorstep? But anyways, some cannibal Haitian gangs took over the government. I don't know if they ate the government. I don't know any details. I don't know anything about this. I don't even know why I included it other than I wanted to talk about it because it's fucking crazy. It may not be as crazy when I get more information, but when you get all your information from memes, sometimes things seem more exciting than they actually are. This seems crazy. Let me look at it a little bit. So, Haiti's prime minister has been compelled to resign as armed gangs tighten their grip on the nation's capital, seizing control of police stations, the main airport, and freeing thousands of prisoners. Oh, you got to pay to read this story anyway. Okay, so I can't learn about it right now, but I'll learn about it later. Apparently, the government has created a portal to track MAGA purchases. So the federal government, the overreaching arm of our daily lives that is supposed to not be involved in our daily lives to the extent that they are, has created a portal, a secret web portal that tracks MAGA purchases. You buy stuff to make America great again. If you're supporting the Chinese economy by doing that, they are tracking you. And yes, Trump's hats are still made in China, from what I understand. But they're tracking you. And of course, you knew that, right? Like nobody's, you're an extremist too, right? Nobody's an extremist like us and doesn't know they're on all the lists. You know, you're not doing your job right if you're not on the list. Jones says they're coming through Florida. The cannibals? Oh, shit. What do they do? What do they do? They just like, that is the scariest sentence, man. A cannibal gang. A cannibal gang raided my house last night. And what if you survived that? What a badass story to tell. You probably wouldn't survive it, though. I probably wouldn't. She says they're in Mexico, too. Why? What's with all the cannibalism? What's going on, man? Why do people want to eat each other? Is this zombies? Is this zombie apocalypse now? Anyone who has purchased from Cabela's, are you being serious or are you joking, Joan? I don't know sometimes. Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop is now on an extremist list. Well, they almost should be, because they're extreme against high prices. Tudum-dum. Now I want to check in the mail from Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop because I didn't have to say that. I didn't have to give that advertisement. You can't be serious. Joan says she's serious, that that's a real thing, that anyone who has purchased from Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop is on an extremist list. Why do we keep tolerating this shit, man? Make America great again for real. Would y'all red hats please make America great again for real? Now I just got it. I just got why Jon Stewart called us red coats, because we're red hats. I get it now. Sometimes it takes a while to get a joke when the joke isn't really funny. Robert says the Haiti cannibals leader's name just happens to be barbecue. No, it's not. BBQ? Really? His initials are BBQ? Is this story even real? Look, they're talking about banning TikTok. And real quick, I just want to talk about this because I'm not down for censorship in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how you feel, But I feel like this opens a Pandora's box that you just don't want to open up. You don't want to give the government this much power and control. You don't want to let them start doing this because this is just the first one to go. Just like when Alex Jones got attacked and they went after him real hard, and then they went after all kinds of other people, remember? And sites like Rumble took off because they had to. No one, people didn't have anywhere else to go. They're going to do that again with other sites, and then they'll go after other stuff with this. The Twitter is probably the real objective with this. If they get you to accept this, they're going to go after other people that are allowing freedom of speech, which Twitter happens to be a place right now. They're already going after Rumble and Gab. So any place you can have freedom of speech and freedom of expression is trying to be eliminated. And they're trying to start it by using the excuse that, oh, it's Chinese. Well, your fucking clothes are Chinese. Your radio's Chinese. All kinds of shit in your house is made in China. They could have microchips in any of it. The toaster's probably Chinese. Like, what the shut up. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you wanting to set a precedent and then overreach on that because they never give back anything they take and then just keep banning shit. So I hope that doesn't make it through the Senate. So Candace Owens doesn't think France's president's wife is a woman and is willing to stake her reputation on it. Now, I don't know anything about Macron's wife. But I know about Michelle Obama. Look at Michelle Obama next to these Oriental people. Now I realize Oriental people are smaller, and these are or ancient or elderly Oriental people, and they are tend to be smaller as well. But Michelle Obama's a very big man. Michael is a big, big boy. He's got broad shoulders, big old Adam's apple, giant floppy wiener. You see him dancing on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So apparently, there's always been whispers. French President Emmanuel Macron has angrily hit back at long standing conspiracy theories that his 70-year-old wife, Brigitte, was born a man and is transgender. He calls them false and fabricated. Macron, 46, who looks really gay, really does. I'm not saying nothing, just I get that vibe off of him. I feel like I have good gaydar. Says he's one was unusually candid and emotional about the ongoing speculation about his 70-year-old not a man wife in certain right-wing circles. He married her in 2007. He says the worst thing is the false information and fabricated scenarios. People eventually believe them and disturb you even in your intimacy. Now, Bridget's lookalike daughter, attorney Tiffany Auzine, 40 years old, who rarely gives interviews, also addressed the painful rumors in her interview last month. She said she has concerns about the level of a society when she hears things that are circulating on social networks about her mother being a man. So they're denying it. He says it's not true. I want to see a picture of her. I don't know if there's a picture. Well, I don't know. Can't really make that out, can you? I won't have sound on this, but I'm going to make it bigger just to see if Candace Owens shows a picture. Wait. What was that? What was that? Is that somebody talking? What is that? Uh, you ever gonna show a picture? I don't know. Saw Trump, Bridgetgate. Here's the section on Bridgetgate. Oh, we're in it. It's the whole section. Is there a picture of her? All right, I guess there's not a picture. It's just Candace talking, but there's a picture. I'm sorry I'm spending so much time on this. Yeah, it don't look like a 70-year-old woman for one, but you could have a lot of plastic surgery. I don't know if I can make that bigger. Can I make that bigger? Hmm, maybe looks 70, but could be a man. I don't know though. You got a better picture? See, in some of these, she doesn't look older. She probably taken adrenochrome. Anyways, we spent enough time on that. But Michael Obama, that's a dude. So they created this snake-like robot, and they spent all kinds of money. They tell you they did anyway. It looks like something I could make with like pieces. It don't look real, is what I'm saying. But they created this snake-like robot, and it's going to search for life on Enceladus, which is like a place they can't go. So 20 years ago, NASA's Cassini mission launched towards Saturn. During its decade-plus stay, the probe studied the massive gas giant and its moons before finishing its duties. Now, they're going to send this moon worm thingy that they made, this thing up here, they're going to send it there to Enceladus, the moon they think they can land on. And they're going to, look around on it with this thing. If you believe that this is one of the things they're going to tell you they've been spending money on. And, you know, a lot of people buy into it. A surprising amount of people actually do. It's kind of weird. It is. But that was news for you, man. That was news that you can use however you choose. Like you can just it was your news. Like you can do whatever you want with it. You can do whatever you like. But you need to smash them shits. Smash them shits, hit that like button, share this out. You guys share it out everywhere. Get it out everywhere you can because there was news in there that somebody can use. You know what I mean? You may not have liked some of the news, but you might have liked one of the news. And if you liked any of it, share it out. Hit the like button. And then join us on the next one of these. We'll do these from time to time. These are fun. I wake up early anyway, so I can just get up early, look at the news, and then hang out with you guys for a little while. It's fun and informative, you know, and it softens the blow for me. Like I get to find out what's going on in the world and then hang out with my friends while I'm doing it. And, because the news is depressing, it can be, but it don't have to be when you hang out with me and get your news. But, watch for these. These will be coming around pretty regular. But thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Come back Monday morning for the Morning Yank. Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Morning Yank. And then Wednesday night, this coming up Wednesday, the brand new first episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill. We're going to be covering what the true shape of the Earth is. Is the Earth a round ball spinning around and flying through space chasing the sun? Is it a flat plane covered by a firmament? Is it hollow? Is it concave? You know what I mean? We're going to get into what the shape of the Earth is. That's going to be our subject. Dan McKenna is going to join us Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. There's a group event for that on the Conspiracy Theories and Chill page. Go take part in that event. I got a lot of stuff in the discussion. Go check that stuff out. A lot of memes and stuff. And ask questions if you want so that I can ask Dan and we'll talk about it. But have a great day, guys. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.